Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you guys doing today? How's it going? Happy Easter, Resurrection Sunday. It's good to be with you. It's your girl Janine with Symphony Reads. Join us. We love to talk. Join us. Always on YouTube. In the comment section, give us a comment. Shout out. Always on Facebook. We're there, Symphony Reads Ministry, SRM. And we have the prayer group, Symphony Reads prayer group. And that's a closed group, but if you request to join, once I see the request, I will approve it. And it's just a community where we get together and we just pray for one another and pray for situations and stuff like that. So always email us. It's a good way. And that's symphonyreads@gmail.com. And today I'm not going to be long. Just real quick, today was a good day. I had to stretch my legs a little bit. So me and my husband, we walked to the store. And just gave us some time to, just kind of stretch out a little bit and not feel so closed in, refresh our minds and kind of just renew ourselves a little bit. And we, came back, we walked back home, we walked to the store. And then, we came back home, we walked back home and I cooked dinner and did a little, Zoom chat with my family. It was kind of cool. Was able to talk with a lot of my cousins, my brothers, my mom and dad, and just kind of like they're all over the place. So we were able to, connect since we can't really be at each other's houses and stuff like that. So we just did a, chat just to say hello, see what everybody cooked for dinner, and just wished everybody a happy Easter, Resurrection Sunday. And, just pretty much said that we loved each other, did a prayer, and, got off the phone and went about our day. And that was pretty cool. And I tried to call other family members just to say hi and see how's everyone doing and, just connecting. And I feel like during this time, we need to stay prayed up. We need to stay encouraging each other and lifting each other up instead of all the time tearing each other down for one reason or another, whatever, it's just not time for that, and don't be afraid. I will say that. Don't be afraid to just check on someone. I always say don't take for granted that they'll be there when you do decide to call. Life is short. I don't need this, the situation of the pandemic for people to understand that it's short, And I just, I truly am a believer of giving flowers while you are still here and not necessarily when you go away, So just, don't be afraid to check on whether it's family, friend, co-worker. Just don't be afraid to call, send a text. I know this is a generation of texting. Maybe an inbox or a message on Facebook or I don't know, other ways of communication, just to let them know that you're here, and that you're thinking of them. There are plenty of people who feel like they're dealing with this alone, and they just feel alone. It doesn't help that we have to, kind of self quarantine ourselves and, do social distancing when we're out. And some people just, they feel like they're alone. And the situation has just intensified that in them. And so that's why I think it's just important to reach out to whoever you can, even if it's just say, I didn't, I just wanted to make sure you were good. Because one thing is for certain, you just never know what another person is going through behind closed doors. And it's not necessarily we need to know what's happening behind closed doors. It's just, being able to reach out could make a world of difference in their day. You've heard me say that plenty times over. I've said it so many times before, even before the pandemic. They just reach out, say hello. Don't be afraid to, because you just don't know. And this is why we do random acts of kindness. This is why, we try to stay connected, because you just don't know what another person is going through. You don't know their mental state. You don't know if they're on the verge of breaking. And, just that kindness, showing that love, showing, that extra extension of yourself to another person can make a world of difference. Because I know there are times, and, I get emails a lot, and, I'm constantly just praying for other people and praying for my family, praying for the situations that are brought, and ones I see, out and everything. And, even I have my snapping point when I'm just like, I'm exhausted, I'm tired. And, just to have someone send me a text message with a smile on it, makes a world of difference, and it's just like, oh, and it puts a smile on my face. And, or, some type of encouragement that I'll get during the day at some point, whether it's on Messenger, like I said, a text message, an email, or a simple call, and it makes a world of difference to me. And I'm just like, oh, that is so sweet. It makes a world of difference. And, and sometimes when I'm at that snapping point and you just get that love from somebody, that encouragement from somebody to keep doing what you're doing, to keep smiling, to keep, it strengthens you. And so we should just be that for one another, whether this was happening or not, excuse me. I just want to, keep that in mind, to just, let's keep each other encouraged. And I don't want this to be, like a somber thing, but I felt it since I woke up this morning, and probably for a couple of days, to just, there is so much going on in this world. A lot is happening, and, it's happening whether this pandemic was happening or not. What is happening to my watch? There we go. Whether this pandemic is, happening or not. And I just was like, we have to get back to a place of prayer. We have to get back to a place of lifting one another up. Get back to that place of, keeping in touch, and, not just, stop putting off things tomorrow that could just be simply done today, and we need to get back to that. And I think, as a whole, the way we have been working ourselves to death, the way we have put our families on the back burner because we're working so much, or we're so whatever is happening in our personal lives, that we're not connecting with one another. We're not as a whole, And, or we're in so many groups and cliques. And when I say groups, I mean, in churches, sometimes there are those small groups, cliques, whatever. I don't even know what they call those today. But, these small groups within the group, to the group, and some excluded from the group. And, this is a wake-up call, period. We have to do different for it to be different. We can't keep on the same path that we've been on. We have to get back to prayer. We have to get back to that connection with the Almighty Father. We have to get back to that. We can rely all we want on other things, other means. And it's a call to come back. Sometimes we get off the beaten path and we need that encouragement to either stay on the path or to get back on. Because sometimes we feel like we strayed so far away that we can't come back. And honestly, God is just calling us all back. Whatever is happening, He's calling us all back. And we can't single out one group here or one group there, because this has happened to the whole world. He's calling us all back. He's calling. But we have to be open, honest, and we have to answer the call. Each of us. None excluded. When the final days come, He wants us all included. But we have to answer. We have to simply answer. And live in such a way where, it's not just me worried about me, or just worried about my husband or my children or my mom and dad, my brothers and all of that. But I'm worried about you too. And so I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to encourage you to know you don't have to deal with this alone. I love you. Symphony Reads love you. All of you. And I just pray that we take the time. All of us. I could do better with my communications. But I just pray that we could just take the time to reach out. To each other. Because it can make the world of difference. And then we all need to just get back into whatever that means for you. And when I say that, the way I may feel connected to God may be slightly different in how I choose to, you know what I'm saying? Get to Him. Maybe a little different than your method. But my prayer is no different than yours. Because when it's a one-on-one, it's a one-on-one. And I encourage you, answer the call. Answer the call. And be a blessing. Let's be a blessing to each other. There's people who I felt like in my life has wronged me. And then I'm pretty sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that I've done some stuff in my life to wrong somebody else. And in all of that, I still just took the time out. And that doesn't mean I deserve no pat on my back. I just took the time out to be like, you know what? How are you doing? Are you okay? I don't have much, but I'm willing to share what I do have. Just a simple call, a simple text. And I'm not doing that for accolades or nothing like that. It's just seriously, I don't have time for beefs anymore. And I genuinely want everybody to be okay. People are dying, losing their lives to this. Not just this, but people are just it's their time and they are leaving. You know? And it's just, I don't want to be like, oh, because I was upset with you 30 years ago or whatever, 15 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. And then sometimes you can't even remember why you're mad at the person. And then you torn up if you find out something happened to them. I can't live that way no more, you know? And I've reached out. And if that means, if me reaching out means you think I'm sorry for whatever, I'm generally just concerned and want everybody to be okay in their life, whatever situation they find themselves in. If you're struggling right now, there are suicide hotlines available for you to jump on. They have the text one. If you don't want to like physically talk to someone, you can text them. But stay connected, you know, email us. Maybe I can get a chat going on a Zoom call, you know, just to check, for us to check in. Just be like, you know, check in, hello, I'm fine. And hang up, you know, and then let's pass that on. But, you know, we just the time is now. It's not tomorrow. It's not the next day. It's now. It's right now. You know, I tell my kid, do not put things off for tomorrow of what you can do today. Because tomorrow, it's not promised. It's just simply not. And be thankful. We should definitely be thankful. I don't want to forget that. And, you know, even in times like this, we can find things to be thankful for. And I don't think you have to look hard to find those thankful things. You know, we have time to spend with our families that we felt like we didn't have time before because we were working ourselves to death. And I'm included in that. With my own family, with my own kids. You know, so, I mean, just, I'm sorry. I took too much time. And I really just want to encourage you to be an encouragement to someone else. And know that you are loved. Know that I might not be able to get to you, to hug you, but God is there. He's there with you. And even if you've done whatever in your life, and I believe we've all done a whole lot. Whatever that look like for you, whatever it look like for me. And don't be afraid to talk to him about whatever those things are. I used to be afraid to go to God because of some of the stuff I've done. Terrified. Felt like that if I even walked in the direction, I was going to be just struck down. I mean, you know, it was real for me, you know. And, but he's calling. He's calling. And, you know, he's always shown me his arms are wide open. And he's always poured out his love. Now, that doesn't mean he liked all that I did, you know, and I'm not saying that because wrong is wrong, period. But he didn't beat and bash me up about it. And I came clean. And I'm talking all the way clean. Like, I left no closet, stone, whatever you want to call it, unturned. And I turned to him. And even in those times when I just felt like, wow, I'm going to get the lashing of my life. Whatever that looked like for me. And I just got his love. His reassurance. His mercy. And then I realized that, whatever's happening in life, I stopped limiting God by thinking that my situation was bigger than him. And I hope that makes sense. I would make that whatever I was doing or my situation bigger than what God can handle. You know what I mean? In my mind, it's like, oh, there's no way he's going to forgive me for this. Why am I putting limits? We can't limit him. We can't limit his forgiveness. We can't limit his love. And we need to understand, if any can do something, it would be him. This problem is not too big for him. And if we feel like it's too big for him, we have just put a limit on him. And I know my God is greater. I know he's greater. So stay blessed. Stay encouraged. I love you guys. I love each and every one of you. I love you, beautiful, handsome, gorgeous people. Love all of you. Each and every one. Young and old. Male, female. It doesn't matter. I love you. Symphony Reads love you. Be blessed. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.